Hey, what's happening, everyone? I am Sir James from Gamerfuzion.com, and in today's video, I'm here to provide you a quick product review on the Masione gaming keyboard. Now, this was sent to me a couple weeks ago on behalf of the company known as Attic, who got into contact with me and sent me this awesome product. And before I go into further details about the product in general, there's two pieces of information that I do want to discuss with you. Is that the pricing of this product is listed as $35, which a link to their Amazon page will be listed down below. And the second thing to add is that even though it may feel like it, but this is not a mechanical keyboard, so do keep that in mind. So with that information out of the way, let's go ahead and begin. As you guys could already see, is that this is a full keyboard where you have your main functionalities on the side. You do have your number pad, of course, on the other side, and you have your multimedia keys on the very top. Simple, basic stuff that you would see on an ordinary keyboard, nothing too major there. However, there's a couple things I want to keep in mind is that this does light up, which I'll show you guys the light up function a little bit later on within this review. But at the same time, they also added a couple minor details. Again, this is just minor for looks, but because of the additional detail that they added here, I think it makes it stand out a little bit more compared to your standard keyboards, of course. Is that over here on the WASD, with anyone who does PC gaming, WASD will be your basic movement controls instead of the arrow keys. But where the WASD keys are, they did add a small arrow indication for that to indicate that those are your movement keys, which I find that as a nice touch. And then over here where the arrow keys are indicated, they did actually put WASD on here, of course with the arrows as well. Again, it's just a minor small detail, but I think that's quite nice, and I wish more gaming keyboards would actually do something like that. In addition, of course, you could also customize it as well, which is another benefit about this, is that the keys are in fact removable, and they do have the switches back here as well, which again, it almost seems like it's a mechanical keyboard, but it's not. So you got to kind of keep that in mind, but you can customize it. You can remove the keys. So if you want to go into a little bit more of a deeper cleaning, you can utilize that. In terms of the keyboard in general, is it a glossy or matte finish? It is in fact a full matte finish product, except for right over here where you have your lock screen, your caps and all that. This little piece right here is a glossy finish, but other than that, everything on the keyboard, I would say pretty much 99.9% of it is a matte finish. Now, the build quality of this is actually very solid. It may seem like you paid $35 for a gaming keyboard, but in reality, I felt like I paid $60, which is something that I like, something that will kind of give you a little bit more than what you paid for. If you flip it on over in the back here, you have this big metal back plate that's covering the whole bases here, that's keeping everything housed together, and because of this, it gives it that hefty build quality, which I find quite nice, and it definitely doesn't feel like on the cheap side. So again, you are paying, or actually you are getting a little bit more than what you paid for is what I'm trying to get at. Also too, you do have your adjustable feet back here, so if you want to adjust the height instead of laying it flat, you do have that as your option. And of course, you have plenty of rubber feet on the bottom here to not only protect the surface on which the keyboard may be lying on, but of course to protect the surface of the keyboard as well, to prevent scratches from this metal backplate here, though I don't think this will get scratched up easily in my opinion. With that out of the way, like I said, the other thing to kind of keep in mention is comfort-wise. Again, this is comfortable to use, and I've had no issues using all the different keys on this keyboard in regards to its multimedia functions, or just basically, you know, typing up blogs and typing up hundreds and hundreds of hours worth of words and stuff like that. But overall, like I said, it was comfortable to use and I had no complaints with it. And the last thing to mention is, of course, the light out function. So as my PC powers on here, I'll show you guys how that works. This keyboard has a total of 6 or 7 different light up functions, which unfortunately I'm going to have to switch off my main light here so you can see the actual light up. Now, as you can see here, the keyboard does come with LED options, which will give you a total 6 or 7 different colors. All you have to do is plug in the keyboard to your computer and that's it. You don't have any additional software that you need to install. And in order to change the color, is that there is a big button here next to the FN key, which will allow you to change color. So for example, you have red, green, blue, yellow on camera, but in person it looks a little bit more of a yellowish green. You also have this teal color, which is my personal favorite out of all the selections. This one right here is purple, but I think it's coming up as a different color on my camera based on what I'm seeing on the viewfinder. And of course you have another shade of teal, and of course you could also turn it off if you don't want to use the color options. But again, it's quite simple, and there's some adjustments that you can make. All you have to do is hold the FN button and switch on over here, so you could tune it down and of course you could turn it back up. But again, it's not super bright except for the teal color. The teal color seems to be the brightest option of them all. But generally, that is about it. Like I said, it is a hefty build quality. Even though you are paying $35, it really feels like you're paying $60 for a keyboard. And overall, I'm actually pretty pleased with this product. But like I said, if you are interested in this, I'll have a link in the description down below. But if I were to rate this out of 5 stars, honestly, I have no complaints with this product. It's solid, it works great. I like the LED options, I like the additional touches that they've made onto this. So that is why I'm going to be giving the Masione keyboard a 5 out of 5. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. But until then, I am Sir James from Gamerfuzion.com, where we empower your gaming.